Kimmy Kim Kim? Kimmy Kim 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 Kim? Hello!
Hello!
How are you?
I'm doing very well on this.
Yes, you have
day.
been. I want you to know something. You have been in a joyous, happy mood all day. Every time I walk by you, you are very happy today. Congratulations. Congratulations. Because I was very grouchy today. But then every time I saw you took me a little out of my grouchiness.
I brightened the day.
You
Brad.
brightened the day, yes. All right. So you know what people do at this stage, right? They're supposed to leave their questions on Facebook. They're supposed to leave their questions on YouTube. You're supposed to read those questions to me, and I'm supposed to give them a very concise, intelligent, well thought through answer. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, let's go.
Are you ready? You have to give the thought out, concise answer.
I could be concise. I could be thoughtful. I could think it through. We're good. Let's go.
Let's do this. Pauline wants to know, can someone still apply for DACA?
Yes, they can apply for the renewal. They can't apply if they've never applied for it before. But at the moment, you can apply for a renewal. And the reason you can is Trump stopped the whole DACA thing, but then I think it was the federal court in Hawaii, perhaps? I forgot. Maybe in California. I forgot which federal court it was.
I remember that.
Overturned it, and until the Supreme Court, says no more, they're accepting DACA renewals.
We've got Jay who wants to know, if I file a joint tax return with my wife, how long is it going to take for me to get the tax number if I should get it? I'm out of status and married to a green card holder.
A joint tax return with your wife. Yeah. And the question is what?
How long would it take for me to get the text number if I should get it?
Number?
Well, I'm reading this verbatim because my translator didn't work on that.
Tax number, maybe. Tax ID number? Tax ID number?
But if you filed already, don't you already have your tax ID number?
No, because sometimes you're filing a joint tax return with your wife and you're here out of status. And, the government wants you to file a tax return but won't give you your social security number. So then what you do is when you file your tax return, you file a W-7 form with your taxes, and then they'll give you a tax ID number. For some reason, people believe having this tax ID number will help them in some other form. It doesn't. But walking around saying, I got a tax ID number, doesn't really help you. It doesn't really take you too far. It just allows the government to accept your tax dollars.
I see.
So the answer is, you filed your tax return, you did a W-7, who cares when the tax ID number comes? It's not going to help you.
Kimberly would like to know, not this Kimberly, a different Kimberly.
Okay.
Kimberly would like to know, can a husband still file for a wife as of right now?
Yes. Do it.
Christina says, if someone is here on a student visa, can you file for them while they're in school?
Yes.
Tamika is asking for a friend. She wants to know, the friend got her work permit, but she hasn't worked on the books. Is that going to be a problem when she goes on the interview?
The friend got a work permit, but has not worked on the books.
Yes.
It's a problem if you've worked and haven't paid taxes. I assume it's a marriage case. So on a marriage case, if you've worked out of status, you worked illegally, it's not a bar to getting a green card. But you can be denied for bad moral character if you worked and didn't pay taxes, or you can be denied if you say, oh, I didn't work, and then it's discovered that you did work, because now you're lying, which is why you always need a good lawyer, Kim.
I was just about to say, that sounds like a very slippery slope to be handling by oneself.
That is correct.
So we've got Tiawa who says, my husband let his U.S. passport expire. We've been living in the country for about 7 years. Is he still a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
My U.S. passport is also expiring soon, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get home before it does. Any suggestions?
Yes. Well, I don't know where home is. I don't know where they're texting us from, but you could always go to the U.S. Embassy in whatever country you're in They have U.S. citizenship services for people who are U.S. citizens living abroad. They will renew your passport for you. Your husband, once a citizen, always a citizen. Just because your passport is expired doesn't mean you're no longer a citizen. It just means you can't get on a plane. So both you and your husband should go to the closest U.S. embassy and just renew your passports there.
We've got Ben with a kind of an intricate question. I have a question on behalf of my eldest son. My 2 kids next to him and the youngest are already got their citizenship, but my eldest son didn't get his. My kids were underage when I got my citizenship back in '96. Do you think my oldest son's gained his citizenship the same as my 2 younger ones who got their naturalization already? My eldest is trying to get his naturalization later this year.
Well, it all depends on when you turned 18 years old. If you turned 18, maybe that's why the younger ones had turned 18 after February 2001. Because if you turned 18 after February 2001, it's different immigration laws than if you turned 18 before February 2001. Those are 2 different laws. So it's possible that the younger ones were under 18 after February 2001. All they got to do is prove that they're living in the legal and physical custody of their father, who's a U.S. citizen, to gain citizenship. If the older one turned 18 prior to February 2001, that's different laws. You got to prove that either the mother passed away before the kid was 18 and you were a citizen, or you got the kid via a divorce and you had legal custody of them. They took the divorce part out after the February 2001. But prior to February 2001, the father's getting they're gaining citizenship through the father only if the father was married to the mother, divorced the mother, and had legal custody of the child, or the mother passed away before the child turned 18, or the parents were married at the time of the citizenship. It's one of those 3. So it was more difficult prior to February 2001 than after.
Oh,
I know Donald Trump is sorry to hear that, but that's the truth.
I was just about to say.
It's now
that's
easier.
Probably
it's now
the only
easier.
thing.
It's now easier to derive citizenship than it was back in the Clinton era.
I feel like 90% of the news we have to give is like, it used to be way easier and now it's tougher.
Right. But that's the only one. That's the only one, correct.
Yeah. So we've got Misam who wants to know, at the same job since my appointment, OPT?
No, optional practical training.
Optional practical training,
right, he's
OPT.
on a student visa.
So he's now
versus
on an H-1B.
OPP, which was from 1993, my favorite song. Okay.
And we are actually not going to say what that
we
OPP
can because we're not on the radio anyway, so we can. Right. It doesn't stand for Olympics, though. That's for sure.
No,
right.
It's other people's something.
Right. Whatever. Yeah. Any event, let's go.
He is now on an H-1B. And is it better to switch now so his experience counts when he applies for his green card, or is it better, or is staying a better option when the green card is filed? Staying where? On the OPT? On the H-1B. He's now on an H-1B. And the question is what? He's talking about, I understand what he's talking about, but I got to get the specifics. He's talking about he was on optional practical training. He was on a student visa. He's now on an H-1B, which is a professional work visa. When your employer goes to sponsor you for a green card, you have to be able to show that you have work experience, prior work experience, because the employer has to be able to show that you're not taking a job away from an American worker. So if you came to the employer with no work experience and you gained all your work experience through the employer who's sponsoring you for your green card, then the U.S. government's going to say, well, they hired you with no experience. Now the employer has to go advertise for the job with people with no experience. So now you're open, versus I came to them with experience. So now knowing all of this, this, like for example, Belgium, Kim, yes. You are originally from Belgium. Let's assume you are here on an H-1B visa and we wanted to sponsor you as social media guru. There's no such job sponsor as social media guru. But let's assume that's, we're going to say, Belgium, you're from Belgium, we're going to sponsor you as the social media guru.
if you gained all your guru-ness, the social media guru-ness here at Spar and Bernstein on the Brad and Squeeze show, then they're going to say, well, then, you know what? Why can't Patrice do this? Why can't Anna do this? They're American citizens because Belgium Kim gained all of her social media guru-ness right here on our show. Go hire somebody else. Versus, we say Belgium Kim, when she was in Belgium, she did the Von Furstenberg and somebody else show, and she was doing the same exact thing. So she came to us. I don't know where I got Von Furstenberg from. That's German. I don't know. What's a Belgian name? I don't even know what the Belgian name is. What's a Belgian name? I don't even know what a Belgian name is. I think I gave you a German name there. But
what is German? You could go.
Well, that was as German as I could go. So in any event, that's the issue. So now, knowing all of this, what is the question?
So knowing all of that, the question is when he applies for his green card. So I think you kind of answered his question because he's currently in the same job. And so...
yeah, he gained all his experience on the OPT. It doesn't matter because it's the same employer.
Exactly. So what I think he's really asking is whether staying in his job now that is currently sponsoring for him a better option to get his green card than we don't know what the versus is.
Okay, well, the better option, it depends. Because maybe, for example, all these cases depend on the facts of the case. I mean, and I don't know who this guy is. So let's say, for example, you go back to your example, okay? You're working as social media guru, okay? But now the job that we're going to sponsor you in, we've given you a promotion. And now the job we're going to sponsor you in is no longer social media guru. You're going to be the head marketing person for the Brad and Squeeze show. Okay, right. And now your job has changed more than 50%, the job duties. Okay, now you can use your experience as social media guru that we gave you for the new job. So it depends on what you're doing, what experience you gained. Are they sponsoring you in this job or in a different job? What other experience do you have? I mean, do you do there's so much involved, they need a consultation. Let's start with that. Let's stop there. Let's continue.
Lorna has a very heartbreaking situation, and I really hope that there's something we can do. Lorna says, my daughter's father was picked up by ICE, and now I want to get full custody. What should I do? My daughter's only 6 years old.
Your daughter's father was picked up by ICE, and you go to family court.
Ma Dukes says, can parents still file for kids out of country?
Yes, but who knows for how much longer, so do it now.
We've got Princess who says, when a stepfather is a citizen, can he file for his stepdaughter? And if so, how long is that going to take?
When a stepfather is a U.S. citizen, can he file for his stepdaughter? The answer is yes, as long as the marriage happened before 18.
Hello, Brad.
What do we got?
We have Diana, who wants to know, my husband is a mechanic. He was test driving a customer's car and got stopped by police. The officer notified him that the vehicle was not registered and no insurance and got 5 tickets from for traffic violations. Are these tickets going to affect his process when he starts to his green card? He has an interview next week with the DMV Traffic and Violation Court. He has proof that the vehicle isn't his.
Yeah, generally speaking, motor vehicle infractions are not going to be an issue with immigration. But, you don't want to come in with like 6 tickets the week before your interview. It's never a good look for you, but it shouldn't be a problem.
We've got Sweet Destiny who wants to know, I'm asking a question for a friend. If a daughter wants to file for her mother who's undocumented, but the daughter is 20 years old now, she's going to be 21 later this year. Can the daughter go ahead and file the documents now, being as she's going to be 21 in just a couple of months?
No, you have to wait until you're 21.
Tamika is asking for a friend. Her husband got a DUI. The U.S. citizen husband is filing for his wife, and he recently got a DUI. Is that going to affect their interview?
Say that again?
We've got Tamika who says that a U.S. citizen husband is filing for his wife, but he recently got a DUI. Is that going to affect their
Yes, of
interview?
course. Getting a DUI will definitely affect your interview. You need a lawyer.
Millicent wants to know who
Because you need to
signs
show
the
good moral character.
Millicent says, who signs the supplemental I-485 adjustment of status under Section 245I?
Who signs it?
Who signs it?
The person applying for the adjustment.
Claudette says, my husband filed for my son 2 months before he turned 18, but this June he turned 19. Is he still going to get his green card?
As long as he filed before he's 21 and the marriage happened before he was 18, yes.
Siobhan says, if you become 21 before or after your documents transfer to the embassy, is it going to be a problem? Will you age out? Everything is already done. I'm just waiting on an interview.
Who filed for you? Was it a U.S. citizen parent? You're okay. If it's a resident parent, you're not okay.
Genesis on YouTube wants to know, my coworker came here on someone else's passport and visa. He was here since the year 2000. He's married and has 4 children with an American citizen, and his son is here on a visiting visa, but he overstayed. Can the wife file for the 19-year-old son?
As long as the marriage happened before 18, yes.
Carm Capo says, is a TN visa that was withdrawn going to be a problem in the future if you want to travel as a visitor to the U.S.?
Yes. Everything is a problem. What do you mean withdrawn? You went there and they said you weren't qualified. You went there and they said you have an issue with the documents. Why was it withdrawn? It depends why it was withdrawn. So we would need to find out.
Is he going to need, the next question, which I'm assuming is going to have a very similar answer, is he going to need a waiver because he does not want to be denied at his port of entry?
I don't know. Was there a misrepresentation? Why did he have to withdraw it is the question. We need to know more information.
Danae wants to know, my friend wants to know if she accepted Medicaid when she had her baby while traveling on a tourist visa. Is it going to be a problem when she's applying for her green card?
If she accepted Medicaid?
Yes.
Yes. Why did she get Medicaid?
Well, that I don't know the answer to.
And then what did she claim? Because you can accept Medicaid if it's an emergency situation. But then what did she claim was her status when she accepted the Medicaid, and who did she accept the Medicaid for? Was there a child that was born here that she got the Medicaid for? Was it for herself? We need to know a lot more.
Arthur says, how many years to get a green card via an EB visa?
An E what visa?
EB visa?
Investing $1 million in a business? Or you're saying an EB1, an EB2, is employment-based 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not sure which one, but any employment sponsorship is 2 years now or less, depending on.
Duran says, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, an EB1 extraordinary ability could be 6 months. If you're going to do a perm, it could be 18 months, 2 years, something like that.
Duran says, how soon after marriage to a U.S. citizen can someone go ahead and apply for a change in their status?
The next day, as long as the marriage happened after 90 days of entering America.
Natalie says, can a child travel for summer holiday in the U.S. when he or she has a petition?
Can a son travel for a holiday? You can, but if you've petitioned, you're going to have a problem coming into America. They're going to say you've already applied for a green card. You have an immigrant intent, not a non-immigrant intent. You're running into a problem at the airport, potentially, and if you do, and they send you home, you now have a deportation order, and now you're going to have a big problem getting a green card. So be very careful. I would suggest the answer is no. But you will find people who do it and get through, but you'll also find people who have big problems.
Too much of a gamble. We talk about this all the time. Do not gamble. Suzette wants to know, my son has been here in the U.S. for about 2 years now. I have an approved petition for him, but have to wait until the visa is available. Can he get a temporary work permit while waiting for his visa in 2024? And can you help us?
Say that again.
My son's been here in the U.S. for about 2 years. I have an approved petition for him, but we are still waiting on the actual green card and interview.
So he's over 21 then. So he's...
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so their wait is going to be up in around 2024. Can he get a work permit between now and then?
No. I don't even know how he's going to adjust in 2024. He may need a provisional waiver.
And I think, Princess has one last follow-up. She says she was wondering about her stepfather filing for the stepdaughter. How long is it going to take if a stepfather files for the stepdaughter?
How long can a stepfather take if a stepfather can chop wood? What?
A woodchuck could chuck as much wood. So she had asked the question earlier about a stepfather filing for their stepchild.
Right.
The question now is about how long is that going to take?
Are they over 21 or under 21?
Over, I think.
Over 21? It's going to be about 7 years.
And under, just for posterity?
A year.
Simone says, how soon after a divorce can I get married to my U.S. citizen boy?
Next day.
Perfect. Oh, and Arthur updated us. It's an EB-1 visa.
EB-1, you can expedite it. It shouldn't take more than a few months. Literally. That's extraordinary ability visa.
Wow.
And you should call us.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing that Brad will even, if you're the best mime in the world, Brad will face his fear of mimes and do it.
I will. I will. Who said that? Somebody said that? Or you're just saying that?
No, you said that.
Oh, that's right.
You said my favorite Brad and Squeeze show clips is when you admit that you are
a fear of mimes. I don't like it. I don't like it.
But that you will actually overcome your fear of mime if it's the best mime in the world and they qualify.
That is very true. That is very true. All right, thank you very much, Belgium Kim.